Qui-Gon Jinn and Anakin Skywalker were extremely similar beings in the galaxy, although it is clear that Skywalker was far more powerful than his original Jedi Master. Qui-Gon Jinn and Anakin both realized the same thing, that being the hypocrisy of the Jedi, and the fact that the Jedi had completely abandoned their original oaths, the oath to protect the galaxy at large, and rather the Jedi became sort of a police force for the Republic, and served the Republic even above the Force itself. In the end, both Jedi made their choices, Qui-Gon Jinn's choice to train Anakin, and Anakin's decision to destroy the Jedi utterly. However, there was one Jedi that could have saved Anakin Skywalker from this fate, and that one Jedi was in fact Qui-Gon Jinn, as Qui-Gon Jinn was the only Jedi Master to truly understand the full prophecy of the Chosen One. When Yoda said in Revenge of the Sith that the prophecy of the Chosen One was misread, he was correct. What he failed to realize though is that he was the one that was misreading it, along with the rest of the Jedi Council, and that even other powerful Force wielders such as Darth Sidious misread the prophecy himself. And there was only one being in the galaxy that read and understood it correctly, even above Anakin Skywalker. That one Jedi was Qui-Gon Jinn. This is explained in the Age of the Republic comic book, which also confirms that Qui-Gon Jinn was the only being that could have saved Skywalker from his ultimate fate and transformation into Darth Vader. In the comic book, we experience a very conflicted Qui-Gon Jinn, as he comes to terms with the fact that the Jedi no longer obeyed their oaths and followed the Republic above the Force itself. It is because of this that Qui-Gon Jinn goes on his own quest. Qui-Gon decides to jump into hyperspace using nothing but where the Force leads him, and where the Force wills him to go, understanding that what he finds he ultimately may not like. After jumping through hyperspace, Qui-Gon Jinn eventually lands on a planet that he feels the Force is calling him to. When he finds that planet, he sees that there is a sort of growth overtaking it, consumed by the dark side of the Force, but at the same time there is also teeming life on the planet. It is at this moment that Qui-Gon Jinn fully understands the prophecy of the Chosen One that will bring balance to the Force. When the Jedi believe this, they believe that balance means that the light side of the Force will ultimately destroy the dark side entirely, and balance will be restored in the light side. But it's on this planet that Qui-Gon Jinn realizes that both the light as well as the dark are necessaries in the galaxy, and that is why when he eventually discovers the slave boy Anakin Skywalker, he does not get afraid of him because of his affinity with the dark side of the Force, as the other members of the Jedi Council do. Qui-Gon Jinn notices that Anakin Skywalker is the perfect melding of the light and the dark side of the Force, which is perhaps why he's so powerful. And because of this experience on this planet, he ultimately decides to take the young boy, as he is not afraid of him, as Jinn understands his role, while the Jedi do not, and ultimately fear the dark side of the Force, while Qui-Gon accepts the dark side of the Force within Skywalker. Anakin ultimately turns to the dark side of the Force because the Jedi try to force only the light side upon him, and his darker nature eventually balances itself out. If Qui-Gon Jinn was not killed by Darth Maul, he ultimately would have taught Skywalker to understand his darker nature, and to use it in conjunction with the light side of the Force, ultimately bringing true balance to the Force, instead of only teaching Skywalker the ways of the light side, and then later in life the ways of the dark side. Qui-Gon Jinn truly would have been the perfect master for Skywalker, and probably also would have produced the most powerful version of Anakin, with his power far eclipsing even that of Sidious and Yoda, both masters that were ultimately mistaken and misled by Anakin's true potential. Qui-Gon Jinn was the only being in the galaxy that truly understood what it meant to be the Chosen One, because the Force revealed this truth to him. Unfortunately, revealed it to him too late though, as again Qui-Gon Jinn would be killed before he ever had the opportunity to officially train the young Skywalker, and Skywalker would be driven down this dark path, ironically by the Jedi. But what are your thoughts on this major revelation within the Star Wars universe, and the fact that Qui-Gon Jinn fully understood that Anakin needed the dark side of the Force along with the light side of the Force, and that it's because of this that Anakin Skywalker ultimately only embraced the dark side and was led down the dark path? I want to hear your thoughts on this, as I find it extremely interesting, and Qui-Gon Jinn to be one of the most interesting Jedi in all of Star Wars. Thank you guys as always so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.